All right, everybody, it is that time again. I am here to share my pack with me video for our upcoming trip to Italy and Denmark. So myself, my husband Andrew, our two girls, Haley and Delaney, who are 5 and 2, as well as my mother-in-law, are getting ready to leave for Italy in just a couple of days. So I'm here today to show you what all we have packed, what all we haven't packed in, and how we are possibly gonna get all of this stuff across Europe for the next 2 weeks. So before I jump into what we actually have packed, I do want to say that we have packed in all carry-ons for this trip. We are gonna be gone for 12 days, and by some kind of genie magic, I have managed to fit all the stuff that all 4 of us are gonna need for the next almost 2 weeks into 2 suitcases and 2 carry-ons, as well as the girls each have their own smaller backpacks with a couple of things that I'll get into in a minute. So I will dive into our suitcases first, and then I will show you what we have in our carry-ons. All right, first suitcase. Come with me. Suitcase number 1. This is mostly my stuff in the suitcase with the exception of a couple of things for the girls. This is our slumber pod blackout tent. I will put a picture of that up on the screen so that you can see what all this is for, but it goes over the pack and play, and we will use this to have a little bit of separation from Delaney since we will be sharing a room with her. I also, by some miracle, remembered to pack a pack and play sheet. This is something I have forgotten on both of our previous trips with our girls, and they don't always have them when you get an Airbnb, so I remember to grab that this time. I have my running shoes because I am hoping to do another international run. I haven't put anything, oh, I do have one thing down under there. I have my hair straightener down there. Again, if you watched my previous London Pack With Me video, I did purchase this on Amazon specifically for international travel. It has a built-in converter to be used abroad. Do not bring your own straightener because it will probably break. So that's my travel straightener. But I have my running shoes, and then I have an extra pair of jeans for myself, and then this is my raincoat that I have squished down into a gallon Ziploc bag to hopefully take up less room. Like I said, I'm like 95% of the way packed, so I might try to see if I can shove a couple more diapers in here for Delaney, as well as her monitor and sound machine, or at least her monitor, because she's currently napping, so I don't have that packed yet, but hopefully that will fit in here. Over here on this side, this is a compression travel bag. I got it from Target in the Target dollar spot, and I have one that is packed right now in the other suitcase that I'll get to in a second, but in case that broke, I did want to have a backup just in case. This right here is a card game that we brought just in case we have some free time at night and we need something to play. There's also a set of dice in there for Farkle if you've ever played that dice game. I have a headband for my hair and one of our air tags. I'm just keeping it in here for now, but we'll mostly have it on the girls to make sure that they are safe and we know where they are. All right, and then on this side is my clothes. So I have socks, underwear, running clothes in here, and this is all of my outfits. So I've got 4 tops, a long sleeve shirt, a dress, and some pajamas in here. So that's all of my stuff. We are fortunate enough that we do have laundry for this trip in all of our Airbnbs, so we really only brought stuff for about 4 to 5 days per person, and we will plan to continuously do laundry as we go through the trip. So this is all my clothes. Again, there's still some room in here, so I might put some diapers or some of Delaney's stuff that she's still using right now. But overall, that is what's going in this suitcase. Like a glove. All right, and now we will get into our second suitcase. This is actually a new one that we purchased for this trip. Ooh, and it is nice and quiet compared to the other one. That other suitcase we have had for 8 years. We got it as a wedding gift. It's not great, but the away suitcases we have are the larger carry-on, which you cannot take on international flights. They are too big, so we're gonna try and see if I can maybe get one more trip out of it, or I might swap to the other smaller carry-on suitcase that we have before we leave, because I'm not sure how that one's gonna hang. But this is our new suitcase. We purchased this from Amazon. I am not sure how I feel about it just yet as far as a packing standpoint, but I will tell you some of the features. It does have a lock on the top. It has a larger handle, which I'm not sure how I feel about. Andrew's mostly gonna be the one pushing suitcases, so we'll get his review. And then the biggest thing for this suitcase is that it is not a clamshell suitcase. It just opens on the top. So, like I said, so far from packing, I don't think I love it. It is kind of hard to fit stuff in there. I think you can fit more when you've got the 2 halves to smush together, but let's jump inside and see what we have in here. All right, so up in this top I have our sound machine, and it is our portable one. I mentioned this last time. I will put the other one that Delaney is currently using in my backpack so we can take it on the plane, because it is a battery powered sound machine, so it is nice to have on the plane or even on road trips, but we love that sound machine. We've had it since Haley was a baby. And then in this suitcase, I have Haley's extra pair of shoes in case we go somewhere nice or she just needs a break from her tennis shoes. I don't know how great these are for like everyday walking shoes, but just for taking a little break, we're gonna bring those. I have monitor. And then each girl has their own packing cube. So Haley's pink and Delaney is purple. I will go ahead and put up on the screen what I have in each of these. I did remember to take pictures, and I will make sure to describe what is in each one. In addition to what you're seeing on the screen that is inside each suitcase for each girl, I also put pull-ups or diapers. Delaney's was kind of on the emptier side, so I did put some extra pull-ups for Haley because I don't really want to purchase pull-ups because I imagine it'll come in a pack of like 20 plus, and we really only need them for bedtime. So I just tried to bring enough for her for this trip. And then in here, I have a book for each girl. So I found these at Costco. And then I have this one for Delaney, Peppa. And then the only other thing I have down in here in the bottom of this, if you have been following around for a while, you probably recognize these pink coats. They have gotten lots of use out of them, and luckily they still fit. So I have a puffy coat for Haley, a puffy coat for Delaney, and my puffy coat in this compression bag. We are going to Copenhagen for 2 days, and it looks like the high those days is going to be in the upper 40s, so we will be needing these puffer coats. The lows in Italy also look like they're going to be in the mid 40s, so we want to make sure we have puffy coats just so that nobody is cold. So got those stuck down in the bottom, and that is it for this suitcase. All right, and now it is time to jump into our carry-on bags. This is my backpack. I have now taken it to London and New York and just a couple of day trips around our local area, but it is a backpack that is designed specifically for travel, and I have found that I do love it. It is great. It has lots of space, lots of compartments, all sorts of wonderful things. So let's dive in here. First of all, bringing an empty water bottle. I will fill it up in the airport for the plane, and then let's see what all we have in here. So first of all, there's a laptop sleeve in here. So I have my laptop. Also in this laptop sleeve, I have gallons of Ziploc bags. They are great for motion sickness. They are also great for wet clothes or smelly clothes if you're going from place to place. So I always grab a couple. I think I've got 2 in here. So gallons of Ziploc bags. And then let's see, in this front pocket, I have Starbucks gift cards. These are $5 each. I have talked about this before, but this is something that we like to do for all the flight attendants when we get onto planes. We are coming on with our 2 kids, and with that usually comes a little bit of extra work. And we also know that flight attendant is a pretty thankless job a lot of the times. So we just want to say how appreciative we are for them for keeping us safe, for helping us with our kids to an extent that we need help with. And a couple of $5 gift cards isn't a huge expense. So we like to grab a couple of these, give them to the flight attendants because we just find it goes a long way and it means a lot to them. And then in this pocket, it's relatively empty, but I do have these little books for the girls. They are, I think, like just 8 plain pages that if they want to color something very thin that I don't have to bring a giant notebook, but they can color in here. And then I also have a package of stickers. So if they want to use the stickers in the books, easy entertainment. So now we will jump into this big section. So I love this backpack because this opens up, and I will bring you up here to see, but first let me talk about what's in here. I bring this on every trip I go on, and I call it my bedtime bag because it has my sleep mask, my retainers, all of my phone chargers, usually keep my headphones like on shorter trips, but just something where everything I need for bed is in this, and I always know that I can find it in here. There might also be like lip gloss and a couple other things in here, but it's easy to just always have that stuff in this pouch. And then this is crayons, and then in this pocket I have some extra euros from previous trips that we have not used, some memory card readers, and a pen. All right, now let's see what all I have in here. So first of all, snacks. Hopefully we eat a lot of these, or the girls eat a lot of these, so that there is less stuff in here on the way home. But I always like to bring some for the plane, for the layover that we're gonna have, and just the first couple of days that we're there, so they have some snacks that they're familiar with. And there's nothing worse than a hungry child, but just easy stuff that they're familiar with. And then next, I have our toiletries, stuff for the girls, stuff for me. So I leave those in my carry-on so I can pull them out. Next, this is the rest of my toys and entertainment for the girls. So I have the game Spot It. This is a princess edition, which I brought to bring to play with Haley. She also likes to look at the cards. There are also 2 sets of the mini magnet tiles in here. I have them, just keep them in these smaller containers, but because I have it divided in 2, each girl can play with the set if they really want it. Then I have a couple of these like from the Target dollar spot, I think. These little play pack, grab and go, coloring book sticker things. Those are also nice for like restaurants and stuff. I think there are 4 or 5 of them in here. So grabbed those. There's more over here for them. And then I also have this. My mom gave this to Haley for Christmas and thought this might be a good activity if she needs it. Of course, I also always pack all these toys and they never use it, but it is like tangrams, but they're magnetic and they're foam, and this is pretty small, but these all, they're still in the package because we haven't used them yet. They're magnetic and stick to this board, and then here's like a whole bunch of ideas of different things she could build and make with them, but I figured since it was magnetic, it might be a good like plane activity for her, or maybe on the train, but we will see if we actually use it. So I was able to condense all the toys and entertainment down into this small little container. And then in here I have our cameras. So I'm currently using one right now, but we have, just in case you're curious, we have the Sony a6700. This is a new edition. And then what I'm recording on now, plus we have an extra, is the Osmo Pocket 3 made by DJI. This camera is amazing. It is so perfect for travel. We are obsessed. We are not sponsored, but the screen pops open. This is a gimbal camera, so that stabilizes the video, but it just takes such amazing quality video for travel. And it's so small. It's called a pocket because this literally can fit in your pocket. So those are our cameras. It also, if you buy the creator pack, it comes with a extra battery. And then, see if I can pop it off. It also has, on the one that I'm using right now, a tripod. So you can just pop this into the bottom, and that way you can set up and you can take pictures and videos with this thing. So we just are obsessed. I have an extra charger. This will probably be for my laptop. I have our adapters in case we need them in the Copenhagen airport during our layover. These are the universal adapters that you can use in multiple countries, so they have a bunch of different options, so we should be good to go with these. And this is my away battery for my away suitcase because it is a great portable charger, so if we need it on the go or on the airplane. And then the last 2 things in here are, I just recently purchased one of these foldy bags. And I just know that we've got a lot of stuff and a lot of people, and we might buy snacks or souvenirs, that at least for getting from location to location on the trains, to have an extra bag that opens up might be really nice. So I'm going to bring this with us. It's kind of large to fit in here. I'm not sure how I'm feeling about it right now, but it's new and I'm excited about it. And then the last thing, I just bought this from Target. It is a purse that has like straps that you supposedly can't cut through, and the zippers, I don't know if you can see that, they like connect so that it's hopefully like more anti-theft. But since I'm bringing our bigger cameras, I thought just to have a bigger bag to put cameras or snacks for the girls, diapers, whatever. And in here I have first aid kit, so just some Band-Aids that I bring with us when we travel. This is also the travel backpack that we've brought with us the last couple of times. It condenses down into this little thing in case we wanted that. AKA, I'm way overpacking. And then our other set of travel plug adapters are in here. I won't open them up. You know what plug adapters look like, but this is Septics. We have 3 different versions of these. We love them, but I just put them all down in here. All right, so I'm gonna get this packed back up and then we'll move on to the next backpack. All right, and then one final thing I wanna say about this backpack that I love is that it has these clips so that you can compress it down a little bit if you need to, which is really nice, especially for fitting it under seats on the plane. It also has this expandable zipper, so it can expand if we need to. So there are lots of cool features with this backpack, as well as it has a strap that I can put my suitcase handle through it. So lots of nice features for this backpack. I am obsessed, I will link it below. Not sponsored. All right, and our last adult size backpack, this one should be pretty quick. This is Andrew's backpack. He uses it for work. He also uses it for travel. It is very large. It fits lots of stuff in it. We have nothing but good things to say about it. Made by LLB. Also not sponsored. So this is all of his stuff, basically, for our 2-week trip. The one thing that we have in here that is not for him is Delaney's tablet. And then this is for everybody. This is our cord organizer. This I've had for like 15 years. My mom bought it for me a long time ago, and just is a really easy way to bring a bunch of cords without them getting all tangled and just keep everything organized. So that is stuck down in his backpack. And then in the main pocket, he has all of his clothes in a packing cube. I won't pull it all the way out, but again, about 4 different top options, a couple of different pants options, mix and match capsule wardrobe, I think is what it's called. There is also still also extra room in here, so we might be able to put a couple other things in here. And then in this front pocket, he has all of his socks and underwear and running clothes are in here. Our whole family's non-liquid toiletries are in here. So medicines, toothbrushes, Q-tips, deodorant, just anything that is not liquid is in this bag. And then the final thing that we have down in here is his raincoat. It also packs down really nice, so he's got that down in the bottom. But overall, that is what is in his backpack. And then the last two things that I will show you are what the girls are gonna bring. They each have their own backpacks. They are different sizes. Delaney's a little bit smaller because she's a little bit smaller. And both girls have water bottles. So Haley's is mostly packed right now. So basically each girl is responsible for their blanket for the plane, their lovey for the plane, their headphones for the plane. In the bottom of Haley's, I have an extra set of clothes for her. So underwear, pants, and dress. And then I also have her jean jacket. She might be wearing this on the plane, I don't know, but for right now it's just in her bag, so I know where it is. So that is what is inside her backpack. And then the last thing is that in this front pocket, I put some extra pull-ups and extra pair of socks, just a couple other change of clothes things, but I do have her wear a pull-up, especially because we're going overnight on the plane, so I have those stuck down in here. So that's Haley's, and then same thing, Delaney. I put some extra of her diapers in this front pocket so they're easy to get to. I will also put the package of wipes in there so that they're easy to grab if we need to change. It is nice that Delaney's a little bit bigger on this trip and we are going to trust her with her own little backpack. She's really excited. She calls it her pack. She can't wait to use it. It's super cute. So that is everything that we are bringing on our 12-day trip to Italy. I know that it is not very much for the amount of people that is going with us. I think it is gonna be a little tight, but like I said, we can do laundry, we can wash clothes. They also have stores in Italy. So worst case scenario, we get there, we find that we're in activity, we need certain clothes, we can always go and buy something. It's not a big deal. And I'm also hoping that we will, consume the snacks, consume the diapers, and not bring home quite as much stuff as we are taking, or, maybe bring home a lot of souvenirs. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I know that packing can be like the most stressful part for me when we get ready to leave on a trip. So seeing how other people pack, how other people get all of their stuff creatively in their suitcases is really helpful. And if you found this video helpful, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a like. And if you want to follow along to see how our trip went, how all of our packing goes on all of our adventures, and all of the things that we're going to do while we're on our trip. I have a lot of Italy content planned. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you can get notified when we post new videos. I will be also posting lots of content over on Instagram, daily stories, and I'll save all of those in highlights. So if you are getting ready to go to Italy, you can kind of follow along and see what we did there. And if you have any other questions, please drop them in the comments down below. So with that, I think we will catch you in Italy. Yes?
I just found out that my skirt had pockets.
Awesome.